Welcome back, ATO fans. I'm Joe King. This is our 5th message from a host. So, today I'm sitting in with Narcotics Sergeant Kent Wolverton. Kent, say hello.
You make it sound really cool, but like the office guy, I don't do any of the fun stuff over there.
No, but you did some cool shit, though. You were a sergeant in SWAT for how many years?
Just over 6 years.
Okay. And also about the K9, how long were you there?
Not even 2.
Okay. You did design their cool patch, though, right?
Yeah, I had a pretty good part in that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looks really good, and they're really happy with that.
Appreciate it.
So this is going to release before Doc Eastman's episode, and you actually sit in on that episode as a co-host for great Dr. Alex Eastman.
Right.
That episode, I'm really excited for the listener here. They've already heard Dr. Metzger's episode. Both of these guys were, I think Metzger started a year after with a SWAT doctor program after Eastman had got it going with Bob Owens.
I don't know the full history of it yet. We'll get into that today, but no, they're both pretty impressive dudes. Yeah.
So the point of this message from the host, these little segments I do, is I want to get the listener more information about what the ATO's doing, what this podcast is up to with coming soon episodes. We have, like I said, Doc Eastman. We have the great Clint McNear, former Garland detective. There's a special treat with that episode that's coming up. Is we have one half of the Catfish Cops podcast, Tony Godwin. And Catfish Cops, they cover internet crimes against children. So it's all the child exploitation. It's basically shit I could investigate and have a clear conscience.
Yeah, you really got to get into some weird stuff to do that job.
No, I'd be angry all the time, but hats off to them. Hats off to all the detectives that work in the child crime field, because I cannot do it. Somebody needs to do it, and it's extremely important, taking care of victims that truly are helpless. I want to talk about an event that was here in Dallas. It was the True Crime Podcast Festival, and it was put on by Laney Hobbs, and it was really cool. It was like Comic-Con, but it was, it had podcast nerds instead of comic nerds. So it was really neat sitting there. So the ATO had a booth up, and the entire day it was a stream of people coming and going, also podcasters and also just fans of podcasts, especially true crime podcasts and paranormal podcasts. You can't imagine the clientele, the variety of clientele that we saw there.
Yeah, real special group of nerds for sure.
Yeah, I fit in, but I'm a comic nerd, but I gotta say it was fun, and we looked forward. Ed Lujan sat there all day with us. The great Alan Holmes, he sat there in his full detective gear in a complete suit, looking sharp. Detective Green spoke on child abuse to a panel, and then we had homicide detective Andrea Isom. Her episode's going to be upcoming as well, and I think I've already talked about that. That's a really very interesting case on a specialty investigative unit. Basically, ATO set up on a stage with 4 mics, and we're in front of a room full of people, and we talked about our mission with this podcast, introduced ourselves, and then each detective talked about, briefly, like some of the crimes that they've investigated, and we fielded questions from the fans out there, and it was really it was kind of surreal doing it, because we're cops, we're not used to that.
Get your first taste of celebrity life.
Yeah. So the next one is going to be in Orlando, Florida, and we're actually going to make that trip to go out there. And Ed was so excited about these. I think he's going to start looking to see what other ones are, and they're going to be nearby and in the future that we can go to.
Yeah, it'll be real tough to go to Florida anytime during the year just to talk about podcasting.
Yeah, especially when it might be paid for. So
yeah, that makes it real tough.
I'm good with that. Another thing I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine. He's also on the Dickey Foundation board. Gary Stapleton. He's opening up a restaurant in Dallas called Willie D's. It's going to be at 2929 North Henderson. It's going to serve gourmet burgers, oysters, and a variety of foods. Gary's he's also going to have a section of the restaurant for fallen first responders, and also it's going to be very first responder friendly. So I just want to give a shout out to Gary and Willie D's. It's opening up on, I believe, September 9th is going to be the hard open. I don't know, Kent, you got anything else you wanna tell the listener on this message?
No, I'm just looking forward to helping out a little bit and getting involved a little here.
This is the first time. Kent's been on the mic, and so he's a little nervous, like we all are, first time on, and we just got Randy to just step in.
If he's ever listened, he knows that he should not have to be nervous about anything.
No, we're a bunch of amateurs, and he'll see real soon. We're getting ready to record an episode, and of how amateur and low rent we are.
Yeah, amateur party hour. Here we come.
But Ken is a fan. He and I, we've known each other since he was a rookie at Southeast. That's where he came up as a rookie. I've known him forever, and for some reason he likes this podcast and likes what we're putting out. But anyway, yeah, Randy, we were talking about the True Crime Podcast Festival. It was fun. I mean, it was. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm looking forward to do many more of those.
Very interesting, eclectic group of people that were there from all over. It was a lot of fun. I wish I had more time to stay there, but it was very, very interesting.
Yeah, Randy had a fantasy draft to get to, and he couldn't hang with us long, but he saw enough to enjoy it. But yeah, it was a long day.
We're gonna get excited for next year.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have much more bridging the divide swag. We're gonna be giving out to folks. We gave a little bit, but this being such a new podcast and we're new to this scene, we got some good ideas. There was some really good podcasters there. From LA to Forensic Psychologist, the LA Not So Confidential podcast. They've been established for a while. We're neighbors to them on our booth. We talk to them pretty much most of the day. They're really good. The See You Next Tuesday podcast. We got to chat with those folks, and it was a fun experience.
Well, that guy next to us, the defense attorney from Chicago, that pretty much I think his dad was on the John Wayne Gacy.
That killer clown. Yeah. He was the defense attorney for Gacy. He actually had, that was part of his poster up there, was that creepy ass clown.
That's wild.
No, it was neat, and I do eventually want to get a defense attorney's perspective on this podcast, and if we get somebody like that would be, there are both sides to the wheel of justice. I mean, honestly, a lot of the defense attorneys, a lot of the really good defense attorneys, they started off as prosecutors, so they've seen both sides, and we all play a role. We're going from people who commit the crime, the police who capture them, going up to the prosecutors working it, and then presenting a case. And the defense attorneys, that's exactly that's the setup in our country, and from a prosecutorial standpoint. But anyway, I'm going to get a defense attorney on, and we're gonna there were going to be people punching the steering wheel that I'm doing that. But I think it's important to get all sides and all perspectives in life, and that's what we're going to do. I also want to take a quick second to talk about the Assist the Officer Foundation. Our purse bingo, we raised like $68,000, and it was a really incredible event. We had it at the Flight Museum there at Love Field. It's my first time ever being there, and it was pretty amazing. That place is a great venue, and we're going to have it there next year, July 15th. So we're going to be putting out more information on that once we get closer.
And all you volunteers that helped and sponsors that are listening, we can't thank you enough for everything you've done. Even to shout out to Sarah from flying in from New York to come out and hang out. One of our listeners flew in and volunteered at an event. It was incredible. She was a nice woman and we're very fortunate to have great volunteers to make us successful.
Yeah, we want to get more volunteers from the firefighter side too. There's plenty of hot ass firefighters that can come out and model purses. They need to come out, and because the ATO actually we provide financial assistance for officers and firefighters that are injured, ill, or have a death in the family, and and our biggest bill goes to our confidential counseling program. And I think I saw the numbers that over 30% goes to the firefighters here in the Metroplex for the confidential counseling. So, firefighters, we need you. We're here for you, but we need some help as well. So come out and give us some. Just come out, and all you have to do is take your shirt off, just relax, come out, walk down the stage with a purse, and have 500 ladies screaming and tipping you. So
now, is that just a co-host? Because you had made me take my shirt off when I walked in. Also, I was cool with it.
Well, once we start recording, the pants will go off too.
Okay,
but
yeah, I was wondering when the pants were coming off.
Yeah, well, drink a little faster, and then we'll make that happen. All right, guys, if you want to look up more information on the Assist the Officer Foundation, go to atodallas.org. There's several links there. There's also information about the podcast, but there's also buttons there and links if you want to donate to our cause. Your money goes to, like I said, it goes to the financial assistance for officers, as well as this much needed confidential counseling that we're offering. And our officers and our firefighters have been using that, and it seems like every month it's on the rise as far as percentage. That's a good thing because it's first responders being self-aware that they need help, they need something to be a better version of themselves, but it also it's very costly. So go look us up, and if you want to donate.
That confidential counseling doesn't just help the officers, it helps their families, kids, children. We take for granted how much junk we take home with us that affects our kids and our spouses. So it's doing great things for them too.
Well, it puts a better product out for the citizens too that we serve. And we're really good to equip officers with the best body armor, guns, and we have kick-ass ammo, and we go out and we practice shooting, and we have all these training courses. But I really believe that the mental health and officers being in a better state of wellness is probably most important, because it affects
really
everything.
It really seems like we're heading in the right direction with that too. There's some things in the works, and I don't know. I personally feel like it's the right direction right now. Things are going the way we want it to, and we're going to make some progress real soon.
Yeah, it's just one of those things we got to pick up steam and just keep it going. You can't let off the gas on this, because it's never ending. And this topic is, and this issue is not going away. So, boys, do you have anything else you want to tell the listener?
Keep listening.
All right. Well, until next time, take care of each other and be safe.